Welcome to Rising Tides, the business podcast where we explore how leading ladies across industries make waves and rise above the competition. Join host Angela Merzett and myself, Kim Hayden, as we talk to inspiring business women from entrepreneurs to executives about the strategies and tactics they use to get ahead. From their failures to their successes, you'll get an inside look at what it takes to make it in the business world today. Together, let's discover the power of collaboration and how raising each other up can help us all reach the heights of success. So dive in and join the conversation.
Okay, we were talking before the show, and I literally cut Angela off halfway through.
Oh, that's okay.
It's like, wait!
I knew it was time. We were overtime too, so you're good. I'll talk to you later about it. No worries.
Oh, too funny, too funny. Okay, so real quick, we are always looking for great voices and people that have unique color branding because Angela's all about the purple, I'm all about the pink, and we found a gal in the yellow today, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
All right, Destiny Kirk. Destiny Kirk is the founder of Yellow Hat Digital Marketing. She is a dynamic and accomplished individual known for her social media, digital marketing, and her public speaking expertise. As a charismatic and hardworking entrepreneur, Destiny firmly believes that mindset is the key to success. She captivates and inspires audiences through her engaging talks, sharing valuable insights and personal growth, achieving one's goal and more. Destiny's passion for harnessing the power of social media and digital platforms has led her to achieve remarkable results for her clients, making her a sought after specialist in her field. Okay, so Angela, I'm super excited because this is my biggest stumbling block. This is my biggest stumbling block. It's that how do I get the message out there? And you know me better than most people. You know me better than you want to know me. So I am going to be listening in hardcore on this, guys. But let's bring Destiny in. Hello, Destiny. I'm going to change my super duper background that Angela gorgeously designed for us. There we go. Oops. And I hit a button too fast. Okay, there we go. Welcome to the show. Okay.
Welcome, Destiny.
So before we get started into what people are really showing up for, I always ask for I want something fluffy. I want something that we're not going to find on your website, your wiki page, or potentially not even at your, Christmas dinner table that your mom knows about. Can you share something that is unique or experience that kind of lent to this journey you're on?
I studied fine art when I was in college, and I just got really, really into it. And then I went to business camp because my mom was like, just go to this camp. And I was like, sure. And it just made me have this weird, passionate love for like business and art. And I realized that there was a way that I could sync them both up. And that was how I became this, because I just kind of kept allowing for the passion that started to build to lead me into the next thing. So I'm never just like waiting or settling. I'm always waiting for inspiration to kind of jump out and do something new. So if you know me, I'm like a shark. If I stop moving, I die. So I'm always just going and going.
So instead of business camp, instead of band camp, once in band camp, it's once in business camp. Okay, there you go. That's
how old were you at business camp?
I was like 12. It was just like ridiculous. I did win though, so I was really proud of myself. Created a logo and everything.
Wow. Well,
Awesome.
I wish I had business camp when I was younger, because honestly, I had the creative side just like you, but it took a long time, I'll tell you, to learn the business side of running a creative business. So
that is awesome. Now we're going to dive into what you learned.
Smart mom to send you to business camp. I'll be looking for one of those for my kid.
Definitely.
Oh, Kim disappeared. Oh, well, I hope she'll come back soon. But while we're waiting for Kim, we heard a little bit in the intro about your business. Tell us right now, what are you doing with Yellow Hat Digital Marketing? What's your current venture? You say you're a shark and you're always moving. What are you currently working on in your business?
So I started out just with marketing and then got into social media and now it's into public speaking. I love it. It's something about it that's almost like a high. The second I get there, I'm like super nervous, but it's just like a good nervous. And I kind of lean into it and it kind of turns into excitement depending on your mindset. I remember I sat through a talk and this guy was like, how you feel when you're like nervous and how you feel when you're excited are the exact same feeling. It's just how you look at it.
Yeah.
So everything that used to scare me now just excites me. And I'm just like, oh, I'm going to go up there and I'll share any bit of information that I have, and being able to do so because I am relatively young. So sometimes I'll get a little bit of imposter syndrome where I'm like, do I know enough? Have I been in the industry long enough? But then when I get past that, it's just really exciting to be able to impart any bit of knowledge, any bit of wisdom, any insights that can help anyone else's business to thrive, to grow, and to avoid some of the mistakes that I have made.
Yes, amazing. So I have also heard that about turning your nervous energy into excitement. I don't quite understand. I know it's a mindset shift, but how do you talk yourself into that? What are some of the things you do to sort of flip that script for yourself?
I think you have to say it out loud. I know it sounds really
Okay.
silly, but when people often, when they start to feel like, oh, I'm just really nervous, just stop saying it. So if you start to feel like, oh, I'm just really excited, I have all this excited, I don't know what to do with it. And if you outwardly continuously state, oh, I'm just really excited. So interview, any presentation, people are, oh, I'm nervous. I'm like, what? I'm excited. Are you not excited? We have this amazing opportunity. And very quickly, your whole outlook on the entire event will shift. Whether you do bad or good, also will shift. You're like, oh, yeah, I had a stumbling block, but then they got to see me recover. And you just kind of have to verbalize outwardly to yourself. And the more you say it, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the more you step into it. And I haven't been like nervous in years.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I definitely get nervous on, speaking to a crowd, even doing this, I've done this for uh, a few episodes now, but I remember getting on my first Zoom call back in this would have been 2018, I believe. I didn't even know what Zoom was, and it was a group coaching program. I was so nervous. I couldn't even hardly speak. So, come a long way, but I've never actually tried this feel the excitement thing. I've also heard doing some physical things like jogging or like doing a few high knees or something like that. Jumping jacks will kind of shake those nerves off of you. So I'll try that next time. Good tip. Um, Let me ask you. So right now you're helping clients shift their mindset and help them get on stages, to be preparing workshops and doing things like that. Is that kind of how do you help your clients nowadays? You've shifted from digital marketing to this mindset coaching. What does like a typical client engagement look like for you now?
Well, my clients, they vary in what they require from me. So I do a little bit of, like, not everything, but I do a lot of little things. So some clients, I just help them with blogs and helping their website to be updated and stay up to date. With one of my newer clients, I'm helping them to communicate. So I've come in almost under like project management to a degree for marketing, helping the young people that are coming in and trying to talk and be heard and share their voice in this arena. I come and make sure that what they want and what they need is being communicated clearly and effectively with the marketing department of the company itself. So I just kind
Mm.
of go into places and help however I can. But when I work with my usual or my ideal client, which tend to be small business owners, I help them with whatever task I can, which usually tends to be social media based, whether it be strategy or actual planning and scheduling. But along the way, I also just like, I want to pour in all the knowledge that I have. So it tends to be a lot of like, just like coaching and chats about where their mindset is, where they see themselves going, how they want to get there, plans they can put in place, just helping as best I can to make sure that every business I touch thrives with or without me.
I love that. I love that. Really bringing in your business camp experience to every engagement, right? Um, Yeah. So I often tell my clients this too. It's like, yeah, you're coming to me for branding, but I can't help myself. Like I've done so much coaching. I can't help myself if I see that, I can interject some coaching on the business side of things too. I'm going to do that. I'm going to give you like a side dish of that too. So it's like, yeah, you come to me for this. You kind of sound like you're similar that way. You're coming to me for this social media thing or whatever, this mindset piece, but I'm also like, I can't help myself. I want you to succeed. So I'm bringing it all to the table, really, all my past experience and expertise. It kind of sounds like how you do things.
100%.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. In your business, if you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
One thing I would want to be remembered for making people feel as though they can succeed in whatever they decide to do. So I love being able to do work and help them, but being able to leave them with that feeling of accomplishment that they can do whatever. I think for me, that is the most important because that's the thing that's kind of hard to capture.
Yeah, that's lovely. And do a lot of clients come to you doubting that, or how do you find them? Yeah.
Well, I work a lot with the Princess Trust, which is a small like charity out here that kind of helps younger individuals between the age of like 18 and 25 set up and start businesses. So when they come and I help them, they do not have the confidence to move forward, and they do have a lot of doubts and but I don't know how to do this or what about that. So I really love being able to come alongside them to a degree like a mentor, but not really, because I get
Right.
paid for work, so it's not the same. But just kind of walking them along and talking through stuff. And even after I finish the contract, like they can't afford to pay me anything else, I'm always just messaging back. Well, if you need me, let me know. If you want to talk through an idea you have, I'm always here. And I keep up to date on their social media. So and from now and then, I'm like, oh, I saw that post you did. That was amazing. Great work. Just because I think you kind of need that. You need a cheerleader. Not every person has that, especially people that come through the trust, because they tend to prioritize going to young individuals that are disadvantaged in some way.
I love that. Yeah, you're right. We all need a cheerleader. The journey on the entrepreneurial journey can be lonely, right? My husband doesn't get it, right? He works a job. And so it's like, oh, I can't really talk to him about these kind of things. So having somebody that knows your business deeply and that can guide you and just help you in those moments, in those seasons of doubt, and help encourage you, and then draw from their background too. It's awesome to have that second brain. So I love that. All right, well, let's dig into some of the meat of why you're here to talk about how you help bring transformation to your clients. So I want to ask you about mindset in business. Um, how what are some actionable tips for our listeners or for our viewers who are listening to this, and they want to grow in their business, maybe they're stalled out, maybe they're just starting their business, whatever path, whatever point of the path that they're on, how can they start to work on their mindset? Because we understand that I used to, when I took my first business course, um, they started with mindset, and I thought, oh, come on, this is fluffy stuff. Like, I want to get to like the tactics, right? Like, show me what to do, like what buttons to push. What do I, how do I get this thing going? But after the course was over, I understood why they started with mindset. Tell us what you think about mindset in business, and then give us a few, maybe your top 3 tips about how we can start changing our mindset so that we can start really hitting those goals in our business.
Okay. Well, when it comes to mindset, I consider the entrepreneurial journey as a whole is like, it can be really, really difficult and really hard. And how you look at it and how you look at anything is really, really important. So whether you are starting a business, running a business, or just a higher up in someone else's business, the way you think about things matters, and it matters greatly. So when it comes to running or working or doing whatever you're doing, making sure that you are being clear with yourself. So you can, in your own head, like beat up your own work. Like if you do something, oh, that doesn't look good, or oh, you could do better, or someone else could do better. Or, how did you even get this job if this is the level of work you're doing? So just being sure that you are being compassionate and being caring to yourself. So one of the steps that I learned from a random video one time was like to talk to yourself like you're talking to your little sister, or like you're talking to your daughter. At the time, I didn't have kids. I don't have any kids right now either. But so as I was much younger, I have little sisters, adorable, like 5 years younger than me, so they're much, much younger. And I remember thinking about how I would talk to myself about my work. So I would look at my work like, oh, like how is anyone, no one's ever gonna hire you if this is the quality you can do. Like, oh, how is this all that you can do? Why are you not pushing harder? And if you try and picture like your little sister, brother, any sort of younger family sibling, would you say that to them about their work? Would you ever be like, this is not good enough, no one's going to hire you? You'd be like, oh, of course not, that is horrible to do. So for one of the steps, it was starting to talk to myself with the same compassion that I would give to someone else or a younger sibling or a child. I would never talk down to them in that degree. So making sure that that's something that I am conscious of when I talk to myself, and then not allowing yourself to spiral. I give myself like maybe a minute. So if something happens, because I've made mistakes, we've all made mistakes, especially in business. I've done something. I was like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? How can I get out of this? But I did it. And I was like, okay, you got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to be really sad. 5 minutes to be like, oh, I can't believe I let that happen. And just to be really upset about the whole thing. But after that 5 minutes is up, that's it. No more being sad about it. No more kicking myself because I did it. It happened. It's done. What now? And I look for ways to improve, ways to be better next time, and how to move forward in the situation I'm currently in. And it's just, you have to keep pushing. This is why I like the shark analogy. It's weird because sharks are supposed to be like ferocious animals. But in my head, it's like they're always moving forward because otherwise they die. So they have to move forward. So in life, we don't get to just pause time. We have to move forward. So to do so in a productive and fun manner is to be able to look at what you've done. You can be upset, you can be hurt, you can be angry, but then you take a breath, you let that go. What's next? What's the next step I can put into place to fix it? What's the next step to ensure this never, ever happens again? And that is how I live my life as a whole, especially throughout my career, because I have had many, many jobs in lots of different types of companies. And for me, make a mistake, fine, but learn from it, do better, and move on. Because the more you beat yourself up on it, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help them. It just kind of holds you back. So the next time you make a mistake, you're like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. And it's not a healthy thing for your mind or for you. So those are two things I would say are a must in shifting your mindset as a whole. And I think the last thing would be talk to yourself out loud. I know it sounds like a psycho thing to do. You're like, oh, I don't want to be crazy. But it works. Talk to yourself out loud, because when you verbally hear the words you say of compassion, of caring and understanding to yourself, it even changes how you look at yourself. So I think the other day I was in a meeting and some of the young people that were trying to share their viewpoints were like, oh, but I'm too stupid, or I'm too this. And I was like, why would you say that about yourself? Just like, why? And then we got to talking about how they see themselves. And I was like, how do you expect other people to value your opinion, your viewpoint, if you don't even? You barely shared it with me before you told me it was a horrible idea. No one should ever follow it. You have to have that faith in yourself first before other people are willing to put it in you.
Yep,
Faith in yourself
absolutely.
first. Yes.
Be kind to yourself. Yeah, be kind to yourself. You beat yourself up, and then you just. I can't remember where I heard. Oh yes, in the Mel Robbins podcast, I heard this. Our brain just gives us more of what we tell it. So if we're
Yes.
telling ourselves, you're stupid, you're this, you're that, all the negative stuff, your brain is going to look for reasons to justify that too. Right. So
Yeah.
the more you tell yourself the good stuff, the more your brain will look for that stuff to justify that.
And I like how you started out, Destiny, with clarity. Get clear with yourself. And this is Angela's always trying to pin me down. Like, it's like with me, it's like nailing Jello to a wall. Like there's always movement going on with me. It's like, hey, we'll do this, we'll do that. But getting very clear, right? Getting very clear then leads to that self-kindness, that talking kindly to yourself. Stop with the spiral, so that whole stop, drop, and roll. Like, what do you have to do in order to stop it in the tracks? And then I like that saying out loud, because I worked at, yes, folks, I worked at Jenny Craig 20 years ago. I was their lead salesperson, just so you know. I actually quite liked Jenny Craig. I liked counseling and working with people and helping them. But saying it out loud was one of the principles, right? And it was sharing. Share your goals with those around you. Don't keep them inside, because when you keep it inside, it's almost like it's not real. The only commitment is to yourself. But if you put it out there and you pledge it, right? And I think so much of this is absolutely plays into kind of that legacy we leave, right? It doesn't matter what aspect of your business. Angela has shifted over the years. I mean, Angela today would not take me on 15 years ago, because I was just like crazy. I'd be coming at, like, I had a real estate bench that was a casino slot machine, and it said, "It's a win-win with Doug and Kim." And
But that was your brand. That was so you.
And it was all done 50s cartoons, but I had agents calling me going, "I didn't realize you opened a casino." But the thing is we evolve over time. I'm no longer selling frontline real estate. I actually help real estate agents understand the power of their voice and how to get more business through their voice, and different ways that voice can take place. I help women in that same kind of thing, and it's all through podcasting. Angela gets that clarity. She brings it down to that granular level. But you can't get anywhere if you aren't clear with who you are and who you want to serve. Right? And if you bash yourself all the time, that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you. I want to ask you, so we always ask a question, how do you raise tides for others? But I want to bring this back to your Princess Trust. I want to talk about the legacy that you are choosing to leave with the Princess Trust Foundation. Where do you see, if you could close your eyes and design the one avatar, the true legacy that your involvement with is it Princess Trust Foundation? Princess Trust, what is it? What is the full name of it?
I think it's just the Princess Trust. I'm not
The Princess Trust. Okay, the Princess. So if you could close your eyes and say, in 10 years, this is the legacy I leave. This is what I've served. This is who this person is, how I've helped them. What does that look like?
I do work through the Princess Trust and through Big Ideas Wales, which are both just helping young people get into running their own businesses. And I think it's really, really important to give back to the community you're within. So I moved to Wales. I'm obviously not from Wales. I say obviously this is not a Welsh accent at all. But I moved here, and living here and seeing how people are living, and even experiencing young people feeling really bad about themselves. I just love doing as much as possible to shine a light on those organizations that are there to help. So I give talks in schools, I give talks at fundraising events, you name it, I am there. And I'm always talking about all the great work that they do, all the funding they have available to help young people. I'm doing it as much and as often as humanly possible, because I just think it's so crucial to help the young people in the world know where they can go. Because growing up, no one told me at all I could run a business. That was not a thing people told me. It's not a thing they talked about. It was just like, oh yeah, you just get a job. Go to uni, get a job. But as an adult, I'm like, actually, in my particular, I could have just done an apprenticeship. I didn't need to go to university and spend all of that money. I could have started business a lot sooner, but I thought I needed to know so much more. So I kept waiting. And I just want to go out there and help young people that have that passion, that drive, not let it be dampened out. Because some jobs I've had really tried hard to dampen out my passion for what I do and the enjoyment I sought from it. So I just want to help people to find their own path and not feel like they have to follow the path of others. So Eventually, I plan to write books. Eventually, I want to have my own podcast one day where I'm just sharing information and passion and love and caring to people so they can be caring to themselves. So, in the future, ideally, I will be doing 95% just public speaking events, just inspiring people young and more mature, just to live their personal dreams and to follow their passions, because I think it's so important to enjoy the life we have.
Mm, yeah, well said. Well said. I love that you're helping kids get in at that age on these ideas, because you're right, like the educational system doesn't really tell us that we could do this, right? And then you go off and do it and you don't know what you're doing. So you make a bunch of mistakes that, maybe if you had some direction, you wouldn't be making. So I love that you're getting in at that level and talking to them about, hey, maybe not everybody needs to go to university. Like, I'm already thinking about my kid. He's 6 and what his talents are, right? He's very active. Maybe he won't go to university, right? That's not the only path for
Yeah,
everyone.
none of my kids. I have 3 kids, and uh, my youngest is going to go to school. Was delayed due to medical challenges and COVID on top of that. She graduated during COVID, so she's just getting back around now to getting on track. So she'll go to college. My middle, he's an entrepreneur through and through, through and through. And my oldest is trades, right? I mean, we haven't given people permission to be proud to be a plumber. Like, you don't
Right.
have to go and spend $100,000 at school to realize, wait, I'll take the shitty job, please. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Get plumber, come
Plumber,
on, work with
yeah,
me.
uh-huh.
Okay, we'll beep
Plumber
that. We'll
joke.
beep that
Yeah.
plumber joke. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But again, that comes back around to know your clarity. Who's your client? How do you want to serve? And these are important things. These are very important things.
And have a mom that sends you to business camp young so that you're set up for success.
Instead of band camp, we know what happens
Yes.
there.
Right.
I think I was really lucky with my mom because she imparted so much wisdom. I was homeschooled from 5 to 17. So I went to camps and
yeah.
did stuff at like will, but
Yeah.
she is very much mindset oriented and kind of, if this is what you want, these are the steps you take to get there. So I was very lucky and not
Yeah.
having any negative people telling me I can't, because she was always saying, if you want to, you can, but you have to make a plan as to how you're going to get there. And that was always
Love
her
it.
thing. If you want it, fine, but make a plan. So I'm always a planner. I've got lists. And I was like, now that I want to do public speaking, I wrote out a list. I was like, how do I do this? This is how I do it. And already I've started to get paid for going and doing workshops. So I'm only at the beginning of public speaking, but I'm just so excited that I have the mindset and lucky enough to not feel afraid to step into something entirely new at any point in my career.
I love it. That's a smart mama. Have a dream, but make a plan. Otherwise, it's just a dream, right?
Exactly.
Make a plan. Well, you're just a ball of confidence and sunshine, and I know why your color is yellow, because you're like a ray of sunshine. So I want to know, how do you stay positive? What do you do on your downtime to maybe feed your soul, feed your interests? What is some of that stuff that you do to just recharge?
Oh, I nap a lot. No, I think right now I nap a lot. I'm currently pregnant, very pregnant. So it's like it's
Yeah.
big and it's being in there, and it's been zapping my energy, and it's been just like a whole shift in how I used to work. I used to work like 60 hours a week, and it was like I worked from early morning to late at night, and then I got pregnant. I was like, well, this is an option, and I just had to adjust. And very quickly, I feel like I try and tell people happiness is like based on your circumstances. Joy is a choice. So I choose to be joyous no matter what. When I was like really nauseous and couldn't stand the sight or the smell of any sort of food, I was just really happy that I liked blueberries, and I just got cases of blueberries, and that was all I was eating all day long. And it's just, enjoying the small things in every moment will allow you to have a happier life overall, or a more joyous life, because I find happiness no matter what. I get to speak. I found something yellow. I have a sunflower that's growing. I'm really excited about that. I just think if you focus on the things that aren't going well, the things that aren't great at the moment, you'll always be in a state of just sadness and like misery. But if you just focus on that one good thing, just find one good thing in any situation, any opportunity, any life event, find that little ray of sunshine, that silver lining, and let that be your focus. And then just everything seems to be kind of amazing. Because people are like, oh, your life must be amazing. I'm like, are you joking? Heck no, but I'm enjoying it. It's a journey and I'm enjoying the process.
Right. Oh, that's so amazing. And you're right. Joy is a choice. And, we can all choose joy. Happiness is fleeting, but choosing joy is a choice. And I love how you put all that. So yeah, definitely you will get more of what you focus on, right? So if you focus on the
Definitely.
good, yeah, you'll get more.
And before we jump into your socials, so we want to make sure people know how to reach you. The book you recommended to us is Start with the Why, How Great Leaders Inspire Everyone to Take Action. And you said, and that's a Simon Sinek book, right? So
Yeah.
what is it about that book that you loved?
I like that book because I started reading it. Well, I watched the video first, and then I started reading the book when I was in university. And I remember it changed how I looked at everything, not just because it was about advertising and how you do an ad campaign, because I studied advertising design in uni. But when I actually thought about why. Why did I take this course? Why do I get up? Why do I go to this job? Why do I think blueberries are amazing? It kind of changes everything. So instead of going through life being like, oh, I have to do this, I got to do that. Well, I have to do this job. Or I have to like take it out the trash. I hate taking out the trash. It's like it's just so gross. But I'm like, I take it out because then my house smells clean. And it is clean, and that makes me happy. So it's just kind of, I started focusing on the why in everything. And it also just brought this level of positivity. So even when it came to a career or a job I went to go for, it was like, why do I want this job? What about this job is going to feed me or help me or make me feel better or help me on my journey to setting up my own business? So when I picked jobs, I was really strategic about, I want to learn this. What job is going to give me that knowledge? So even if the job wasn't great or the boss wasn't great, I always came out with a lot of knowledge that I cannot replace.
So, okay. And Simon Sinek, I mean, come on, everybody loves Simon, right? Simon Says, hello. His mom named him well. So for those of you who are not in Canada, you can go to yellowhat.biz. Canada right now is having some struggles engaging outside websites because we just had a law change on privacy and all sorts of things. So, but if you are not in Canada, go to yellowhat.biz, or it could be yellow what? So sorry. That is that, you know what? I see the weirdest things.
Oh
When I
yeah,
look at stuff,
I
see
just saw
patterns.
that. I was like, why did she hoop and holler like that? But yeah, I get it. I see
Yellow
it now.
what.biz. Come
Yeah, I
on.
see it.
Yellow. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, folks. It's been a punchy morning for me. So I'm only on my second cup of tea. We're in trouble now.
Who spiked her tea?
I know. I think I'm going out. I'm excited. Yesterday was my daughter's 22nd birthday. And today we're going out and having a mom and daughter day. We're going for sushi. We're going for the kid asked for a knitting kit. I have a 22-year-old grandma. My daughter is the quietest. Her and Angela would get along so well. Quiet, very
Just sit there and stare at
focused.
each other and knit.
Yeah. Well, no, Angela would box. She'd be throwing something at her. Angela, and my daughter is like snowboarding and stuff, but she's quiet and she's very high focused when she gives you her attention. Whereas I'm like running everywhere. But I got her to agree to a date with me today. And she's, oh God, what is that? And it's like, oh, we're gonna have an awesome day. We're gonna do this and then this and then this. It's just, I'm gonna need a nap. So, a little punchy. You can reach Destiny at yellow what or yellowhat.biz. Come on, now it's in your head, isn't it? Find her on, is that Instagram, Destiny?
Yes, that's Instagram.
Instagram at yellow.hat.biz. Yellow.hat.biz. And her LinkedIn, just look for Destiny Kirk. So, did I get all that? We can all find Destiny. Everybody good? We all want to find
Good.
Destiny. Trust me, we know our destiny. See, I'm so punny. Come on, work with me. This is like,
Oh, yeah.
I know. It's just like, wait, I need a nap.
I just see the stink lines coming off those jokes. But
Oh,
all right, everybody. Well, joy is a choice. Remember that. Shift your mindset, shift everything in your life, and find destiny at, let's all say it, yellow what? Yellow what?
Yellow what?
All right.
Yellow or yellow hat by the sophisticated people. .biz. Oh, this
It was
is
great
fun.
talking to you, Destiny. I love your energy. I love your excitement. I love your enthusiasm. You've energized me today. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been amazing, and I love being able to share. So thank you for providing a platform for that.
Thank you, Destiny. And Angela, until I get my hand slapped later, Angela's going to be calling me, Kim, yellow what? And until next time, in the words of Destiny, grab your clarity, talk to yourself with kindness, stop the spiral, and share your goals. Until next time, everybody, watch our super cool outro.
Cheers.